And we are live. Welcome to Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing. Joining me today, I've got my two co-hosts and a special guest. Why don't you three introduce yourselves?
Yo, I'm Max. Thank you guys for joining us. You can find me on Twitter at AZSportsFien. That's FIEN.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. That is with two O's. If you're not already watching on Twitter, I apologize in advance. I am sick, but I am excited to be introducing our special guest of the evening. Go ahead, man. Take it away.
All right, I'm James, aka MHJ era underscore. Um, Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Right on, right on. So like I said, I got to know everybody's story when they come on the podcast. Where you're from? What's your history with the team? Why are you a fan? Because we still ask ourselves that question, watching all this losing football.
Yeah, so I have a lot of family in Scottsdale, Paradise Valley area. So really familiar with that. Moved to California when I was like a kid, but um, became a fan of the team, I would say 2005, 2006. And then, when we went to the Super Bowl, that really got me involved and was watching the big three every week, something crazy. So been a fan since then. Right now I'm in the Navy, so I'm in good old Norfolk, Virginia, but I'm glad to be talking with the AZ fam,
Appreciate your service.
All right. Appreciate your thank you.
Yeah, Jackie was in Virginia, so you got a little fandom out there growing. I feel you.
Oh yeah.
I'm spreading
Yeah.
the gospel.
There's a bunch of Commanders fans, but we hang strong out here.
See, Jackie said it's the contrary. She said she didn't see any of them out there.
You didn't see any Commanders fans?
So see, I was in northern DC. I know Norfolk is southern Virginia, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm right up by DC. But it was a lot of like Josh Allen jerseys, a lot of Lamar Jackson jerseys, a lot of Eagles jerseys. Ain't
Okay.
nobody was messing with the Commanders. So
Yeah,
Now
I
with
think
the
I think they're
history,
good now, so
right?
everybody's there. But I feel like there's a lot of Bills fans out here for sure. I think a
Weird.
lot of Buffalo guys come down to Virginia. A lot of NFC East in general. So you'll have your
Yeah.
Cowboy fans.
Eagles. Yeah, so I'm the lone one out there, so it's nice. So it's cool.
I'm glad you're old enough to remember the Super Bowl. Will was too young. Will, you weren't even born yet in
I
2000.
watched it. Fuck you, I watched it. I had Larry Fitzgerald's fucking Super Bowl jersey. Blow me.
All right.
A little aggressive over there today.
I mean, that was a fake
James, this
catch.
is how we roll.
He had 1 foot in bounds. I'm gonna swear to it till this day. He had 1 foot. That
Right.
catch did not count. No, like a fake catch.
Will, did you have something you wanted to start the show off with?
I do. As everybody knows, we're all kind of on pins and needles. Tuesday was a rough day for everybody. Uh, Everybody was very nervous. Everybody was just very tense. People in Pennsylvania are very happy. I am, of course, referring to the NFL trade deadline where we did fuck shit.
Hey,
We did
got
something.
help.
Yeah.
No,
We got, was it Barrett Browning?
Baron Browning. Yep.
Baron Browning.
The Broncos. Yeah. I mean, he provides depth. We've talked about it, I know you were hyping up a lot of the big names, Will. I'm not going to throw you under the bus, Will, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we needed more bodies back there, and shout out to the Cardinals pass rushers last week, man. They made Caleb Williams uncomfortable, but it's nice to have another body out there, and he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, so he's going to come in here with something to prove, man. He's going to get some snaps, so let's see how he does.
Yeah.
I am very.
Well, we know you're disappointed, Will, but let's hear from our guest.
I'm disappointed, but I'm interested to see where it goes.
I think it's a low risk, high reward type of player. Doing some background research on him, he was number one ranked guy coming out of his class in high school. Played at Ohio State with Chase Young and Nick Bosa, so he really didn't get the shine. And then also going to that stacked Broncos team, he really didn't have a place for himself. So I think he stays healthy. I think he can produce a good amount of sacks. I think that's the biggest thing with the Cardinals fan base is, oh, they look at his sack numbers and
Right.
it's not too good. But his pass rush rate, 12%. It's a percentage better than Aziz. We didn't get the name guy, but you know, Monti. I trust Monty for right now.
Yeah.
He's done good.
Trading the farm for a big name, that's just not in the cards, for Monty right now. I
Sure.
agree with the sentiment that we're probably a year ahead of schedule in his eyes. That's why he wants to have so much cap space open next year. And so for him to try to trade anything higher draft wise, he wants to have that ammunition heading into next year. And like you said, low risk, high reward, to an extent. So yeah. But Jackie, how you feel about it?
I like it. Because like what you just said, that we weren't projected to be in the spot we're in. So it's like, oh, I guess I should probably add a little help. But it's not something that we predicted to come into the season with. There's probably a good reason why no one else went after Aziz at the deadline. And who knows? He's a free agent next year, so maybe there's a world that we do pick him up in the off season. But high risk, high reward, low risk. It's not the sexiest name, and I think people. I don't want to call anybody out, but I feel like there's a lot of casual fans
Say
that
it. Just say
get
Will.
stuck on
Will,
a
this is
name.
about you.
No, Will. We talk to Will day in and day out. Will knows what he's talking about, but there's a lot of casual fans that they hear a name and they get stuck with that name, and when we don't get that name and it's somebody that they've never heard of, they automatically assume that it's a trash trade. But it's a 6th round. It was, who said it? I think it was Johnny Venerable said that was an overpay. What is an overpay to you?
That is not an overpay at all.
That is not an overpay. Calm down. Everybody got to calm down. We'll be all right. But we're at the end of the day. I don't know if this team even makes it out a wild card weekend, so it's not like we can just be making these blockbuster moves for a Super Bowl push when in reality we're not there yet.
Can I do my weekly it could be worse?
If you want to start it out that way, go for it.
This time, I'm not focusing on the Carolina Panthers. Instead, I am taking my aim over at Dallas, who drastically overpaid for a Carolina Panthers wide receiver who I didn't even remember existed. A fourth round pick for Jonathan Mingo, who has barely produced, who I keep forgetting exists. He's like the third guy I think of for Carolina wide receivers.
I didn't even hear about that trade. He got traded for a 4th rounder?
To the Cowboys, yeah.
Who are not in any kind of contention to do anything.
Now that's an overpay.
Yeah, I hear they were. Jerry Jones really liked him in college, so he's just overpaid. You know how Jerry Jones is. If he likes something, he's gonna get it. 9 times out of 10, it's not that good. It's crazy to say.
It is really crazy. Go ahead.
No, you're good. When's the last Cardinals game you've been to? I know you're out of state now. How long you been in Virginia, and how often do you come back to the Valley?
Last Cardinals game I want to say was okay. I think it was 2018.
Josh Rosen?
Yeah, Josh Rosen era.
Yikes! Come on, man. We got to get you to a game.
It's been a while. I joined in 2019, and then before I went to Bahrain, so I was out in the Middle East for a while, and then they sent me straight over here. But I try to come back.
Yeah, when you coming back?
I try to come back. I'm trying to come back for Christmas. Hopefully, I can make the Seahawks game this year.
Well, if you can't make it back for Christmas, the Cardinals Panthers game is 2 days before, and it's like dirt cheap.
We got to get you that game. If you're out here, man, fucking.
But they are playing the Panthers very soon, and they'll be playing in North Carolina.
Charlotte.
I'm
Yep.
pretty sure I can make that drive. It's about a 5-hour drive, but the tickets will
You
be
gotta
definitely
go.
very cheap. So I'll make sure I go to the Panthers game out here on the
But
East
if you
Coast.
if you do end up coming to the Seahawks game, you gotta let me know because I will be there too.
Okay, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
gonna I'm gonna try to do the best.
I
Yeah,
love the
let
meet
us
and
know.
greets with the homies on Twitter.
If you're gonna be in town, man, I want our podcast to buy you a ticket to that game. We will buy you a ticket if you're in town, and then you can meet up
Okay.
with Jackie. Okay.
Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds like the plan. That sounds like
You
a
might have to
plan.
go solo dolo, but I mean, I'm sure you could probably get another ticket for a buddy, or a buddy could buy one or whatever to go.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fine.
but yeah, man, if you're in town, man, on us. I put that on everything. So
It might be up in the pores, but
It's fine. It's fine as
hey,
long as I
wherever.
can get a game.
You're gonna need your.
And Jackie's red hot right now. How many games in a row is that for you, Jackie? You got 3 Cardinals games and a Suns game I saw you were at last night?
yes, sir. And
4 dubs in a row? Okay.
yes, and I'm on my way to the game Sunday. I got a ticket.
Woo woo. All right.
It's a shame we're never gonna win another game.
Shut
As
up.
long as you keep picking against us and pick'ems, Will, I think
Yes.
we'll be just fine.
Will is our resident pessimist. He picks against us all the time, and that's how we stay winning. But real quick, I just want to give some love to the people in the comments. Shout out Nick L. You're here every week. We
Yep.
appreciate it. We love it, dog.
Shout out
We
Nick.
got KIM. Sorry if I'm
Yeah.
mispronouncing that. She said, "Let's go, Birdgang." Shout out. Thank you
That's
for
one of my
tuning in.
friends.
That's your friend? All right.
Yeah, shout out K, man. Shout out K.
And then I got my homie Jamal. What's going on, Jamal? Glad you're tuning in with us tonight. But yeah, I was in attendance on Sunday. Lots of Bears fans. About 60% of them were Bears fans. And I was telling Colby before the game started, I was like, all I want is just for us to go up enough to send those people home early. And I should have uploaded this, but I have a video. I'm recording everybody leaving from across the field, the people in our section leaving, and I'm just waving bye.
I love it. I love it. No.
And then
Yeah.
it rained. It rained inside a dome.
Yeah.
How was that? Was that?
They were saying it was hailing.
It
Yeah.
was. In fact, before the game started, Colby's dad had mentioned like, "Oh, hope it doesn't rain," and Colby's like, "There's not a cloud in the sky." And then sure enough, I'm like, the clouds start rolling in. It's getting dark, and then it just starts raining. And then I didn't even notice it hailed until someone on Twitter said it. But I was listening to some other podcasts, and they were saying that the Cardinals should have like trolled the Bears a little bit and like went to the locker rooms, got their rain cleats on, and came back because no shot the Bears had packed their rain cleats, so that would have been funny.
Rain cleats, no rain cleats. They got.
I think we trolled them enough with our what do they call it? The hell what to end the first half? What did that be called?
The Hail Amari.
Yeah.
Hail Mari.
Fucking
That
was special.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Drew Petzing on that play because
That was, yeah.
12 seconds left, and they're probably like PTSD thinking that it's going to be a Hail Mary. So the defense is set up for the pass, and then it just opened up a wide hole for Amari to run through.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, I was getting ready to send a tweet, and next thing you know, I'm seeing a 50-yard run. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So that was good to see.
Yeah.
You want to know why we won this game?
Because you picked us to lose?
No, because I turned it off in the first quarter.
You son of a bitch.
I was like, okay, this is brutal. I don't feel like watching this. I'm gonna play Fortnite instead.
Bro, we were up
was
7-0 in
brutal?
the first quarter.
I don't know. I was just bored. I think I tuned out before the first touchdown. So
Will, what are you sipping on tonight?
I am sipping on jack shit because I forgot to get something.
A little breast milk? No. Jackie, what
Nah,
you
I got a date on Saturday. So.
That's what you're saying. Breast milk. Okay.
I'm not drinking. I went to go look for beer in the fridge. There's no beer in the fridge, so I'm sick. So I'll be sipping on some cough syrup. So by the end of this podcast, I'll be slurring my words a little bit.
I understand.
What you got, James? What you got?
I'm not drinking nothing right now. You know.
Okay.
running off
Let's all
nerves.
sip on
And
some cough syrup. Let's get this party started.
Scissor, what you got, Mac?
Just a Miller Lite.
Let me see that can.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought that was a seltzer.
Extra light. Look at me. 64
Look at you
calories.
go.
Yeah, 2.8%. Wonder why.
Wow. Mac, the responsible father.
Yeah.
love to see it. Love to see it.
Bro
But
got
shout out our
soft.
defense, man.
But yeah, the defense is looking really good. I feel like we played against Caleb, and he's a rookie, so it was easier to draw up stunts against him. I don't think it's going to be that easy against the Jets.
Oh no. Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, like Aaron Rodgers is too old,
He's gonna
too
get that
good.
ball out quick.
So they're gonna have something to cut for them. So we'll see. We'll see. But
Yeah, I mean, we can't. As much as I've been shitting on Rodgers all year, I hate that man. I've always hated that man. I've hated that man since he came into the league. But he still got his wits about him. So he knows where to sling it. He's not the most mobile guy.
Rephrase that.
I like, huh?
Rephrase that.
He's not the most mobile guy.
No. He knows how to swing it.
He knows how to sling it, not swing it. That's Kyler. He knows how to swing it.
Talking about swinging it. Do you have an award, Jackie?
And that's where I was going with talking about the defense. Because my big dick player of the game is that front seven.
Yeah, 6 sacks on the day. That definitely
pressure.
Yeah. Then you bring in Barron and add him to the mix a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see. And I keep on being more and more impressed by this offensive line as well.
Can I give some flowers to somebody I feel like doesn't get enough flowers?
Sure.
This special teams unit from top to bottom had a great game on Sunday.
When they all waved fair catch at that's when they
smart
started fucking leaving. That's when the Bears fans started leaving. Like how smart. Shout out Jeff Rodgers. That we are a unit on special teams.
From Blake was it Blake Gillikin to Chad Ryland to that whole special teams unit, top to bottom, a great performance on Sunday.
Like JG says, all 3 phases of play matters. All 3 phases of play. So it's good.
I'd say that our offense could have looked better. I'd say we still haven't had a complete game yet, aside from the Rams game, but this was pretty damn close.
Yeah,
it was. I mean, and the fact that Kyler didn't have to do any kind of. I feel like Kyler took a day off from that game. Like he didn't have to do any kind of Kyler, like superhero ball play. Just hand the ball off. Don't turn it over. Hit your target when you need to hit it. He had one overthrow in the end zone on that one touchdown drive. But other than that, him not having to do much and we still dominatingly win, the chef's kiss. And I like how, if you guys will ever watch his YouTube channel, his little game day vlogs, he said he was disappointed in himself. He thought he could have had a better game, and to come out of a win like that and say you're disappointed in yourself because you
not only a win, a 20-point win, a decisive win.
Yeah,
and that was also the first game Kyler Murray as a Cardinal that the Cardinals have won a game where he's rushed under 5 times. He had 2 rushes, 6 yards. So that streak that we talked about earlier in the it was snapped against the Bears as well.
Also, another narrative broken. It was double XP weekend in Call of Duty, and he fucking won.
He won. Yeah.
Call of Duty versus dead.
Kyler's definitely showing a lot of growth this year. And, even, like you said, Jackie, about his YouTube videos, I watch them every week. They're must-see TV to me. But, I think, he's living with his parents, and I feel like his dad, really kind of, especially during his ACL surgery, just kind of helped him get back on track and just really focus up. Where it's okay, he knows he has to be a leader. He knows he has to, do things to help the team win. And right now, if the team is, hey, I gotta have James Conner run because it's a cover 2 the whole time. He's content with that. But at the same time, he's he could have made plays. He could have made plays to Trey in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? So he's always looking on how to better himself. And I think that's what I really respect about him this year. His growth has been phenomenal. So hats off to Kyler. He's been having an incredible season. Even if the numbers aren't great, you know, he's controlling the ball, 11
Not turning
touchdowns.
it over.
So that
And
guy's
see, this is the Kyler Murray that I knew was fucking there. There are people for years, saying he was either an average or a below average quarterback, and those people were on fucking crack. Hate those people.
Yep.
That is my fucking quarterback. There are very, very few quarterbacks I would trade for Kyler Murray, and I am happy that we have a franchise quarterback.
100%.
Absolutely. And I want to touch back on what you said, James. You know, I live for those game day vlogs. And I feel like you're right. I feel like Kyler's dad really like grounds him.
Yeah.
Um so I love seeing like the family interaction. You know, and also in that video we saw Paris Johnson, you know, he's given the game day like pregame like hype speech, and it like I didn't know that he's like the hype man for the offense like that. So it's cool to
You got to
see in
give
year
money every
2
day.
your franchise left tackle is like already a leader. Like what more can you not love about this team right now? Like
I
we
love
are
it.
like the vibes are immaculate. You know, we're starting to click. You know, like I feel like sky's the limit right now.
Yeah. Especially coming off a 3-game win streak right now. Yeah, for sure. You know, like James Conner said, you got to get money every day. And this team is getting money. So I'm loving to see it right now. Loving to see
I
it.
do want to shout out some of these comments real quick. Shout out Motor City Dan Campbell, the real Motor City Dan Campbell. Is that you? Um, but he asked, so Darius Robinson to go this week. I don't think he's a go this week. I don't know if we'll see him until maybe after the bye. Still kind of dealing with some injury, it seems like, and then his mother passed away recently, so I'm sure he's having to still kind of deal with all that. But hopefully we get him back. Hopefully we see him play at all this year. But you know, I liked what I saw out of him in training camp. So if it's a no go this year, you know, year 2, I hope he comes in ready to eat.
Yeah. I think they've been really keeping his injury under wraps. And it's like, it's starting to get the fans like a little antsy, like, what's going on with him? Like, what's the real reason he's missing, a bunch of games? Just because it's like, oh, yeah, you hear calf and, you know, Gannon hasn't really spoke too much about it. The team really hasn't spoke too much about it. So a lot of fans are getting a little impatient with that, I'd
Yeah,
say.
like Jackie said, we got the Jets this week, then the bye week. He's practiced one game or practiced one day this season. He got hurt that practice, so definitely would expect him to kind of ease into it. Hopefully, after the bye week, we can see him out on the field sooner or later. But it is nice that they didn't shut him down for the year, so that keeps us a little bit optimistic. But yeah, I wouldn't count on him too much this year. If he does come in, hopefully he can get his shape up, because that's a big thing too. You got to get in NFL shape. You're not practicing, man. It's going to take him, I think, probably a couple weeks at least once he starts practicing to kind of get up to speed a little bit. But like you said, Jackie, the vibes are immaculate. 3-game winning streak. We've won 5 games in a season already. The first time since 2021. So we're doing things. Kyler Murray's got the lowest interception percentage of his career so far, the highest quarterback rating QBR off of ESPN's QBR of his career. So those two kind of going hand in hand. Offensive line seems like they're just gelling at the right time. We saw the defense get 6 sacks last week. Bring on fucking Aaron Rodgers. As long as it doesn't come down to like a Hail Mary at the end, I'll feel pretty confident. I can't stand that motherfucker, but
Somebody knock on wood really fucking quickly, please.
Hey,
Hear
we're
that?
gonna be seeing Hassan Reddick again, so
oh yeah, it's a little.
that'll be something. That'll be something.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets are going to be playing with their hair on fire, man. They're desperate. They're probably the most desperate team right now in the NFL, and that showed last week when they played the Texans and beat them. So it's definitely not going to be a cakewalk. You know, Garrett Wilson, fucking that catch last week, it might be one of the best catches that I think we've all ever seen.
Yeah.
And then you got Brees Hall out there. Then while Aaron Rodgers isn't as mobile as what he used to be, he'll still get that ball out and make the correct reads. And Devontae Adams really hasn't popped off there, so we'll see. They're waiting on that to happen as well. So it's going to be an interesting week, man. I'm curious to see how it plays out, and hopefully we can ride a 4-game winning streak into the bye. And then coming out of the bye, we play Seattle 2 out of the first 3 weeks out of the bye, and those would be some huge games. Then you also got the Patriots, the Panthers coming down the stretch. So keep winning some games, man. Stack these dubs.
Yeah. Take what you can get, play as hard as you can. That's good to see.
Yeah, the over under for free wins on the year in Vegas, I believe, was 6.5?
6.5. Now it's up to 9.5.
I got it at 6.5.
Yeah,
That
so
was
I mean,
the
it's
easiest over ever. Especially for Cardinals fans, we knew this was gonna happen. I feel like all the casual NFL fans are kind of starting to get on notice, but they still don't believe it. I'm like, hey,
No, it's still what did the Bears do wrong versus what did the Cardinals do right?
Yeah.
I mean, I watch every week. I watch two YouTubers, like their weekly NFL recap, just to see how they talk about us. And both of them this week, it wasn't the Cardinals did really fucking well. It was what the fuck is wrong with the Bears. Also, I want to put one of those guys on blast real quick because he was dead fucking wrong. Barry, Sports Talk Barry, we know him.
Sports Talk Barry.
I'm not saying his. He said he said, I know, but he does serious weekly fucking sports videos. He is trying to make a name for himself. He said at the beginning of the season, and mind you, I'm a pessimist, and I think this is absurd.
Sounds like he made a name for himself. You're bringing him up on our podcast.
He said we would have 2 wins and 15 losses.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
How are we looking now, Barry?
Barry. Sports Talk Barry.
Real quick, I want to shout out Wendy. Hi, Wendy. We've been long-time mutual followers, so glad to see you made it in, tuning in.
Big Cardinal fan. Shout out Wendy.
Yep.
And then sorry, no, go on.
No, me cat biting with the Motor City Lions says, beat the New York Packers. That's the goal. That is the goal.
That is the goal.
All I'll say is that we have a tendency of knocking Aaron Rodgers out when it comes to the playoffs or playoff hopes. We've done it 3 times. That's all I'll say.
That is true.
We've eliminated him 3 times.
Well, I mean, if we're counting the Rosen year, I'm pretty sure that was the killing blow.
Yes. And
they fired their coach. Yeah.
I said it in the group chat, Will. Remember earlier this week, I was like, hey, remember that time that the Packers were trying to make a playoff push since they started out like shit? And they asked Aaron Rodgers about it. He's like, yeah, we'll beat the Cardinals Sunday, and then we'll come home or we'll go to Chicago, we'll beat the Bears, and blah, 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 blah. And for them to not beat the Cardinals, fire Mike McCarthy, and miss the playoffs. So I love any chance we get to play spoiler to Aaron Rodgers. I live for it.
Beautiful. Yep. Get it. I get it.
James, who's your aside from Larry Fitzgerald, do you have an all-time favorite Cardinal?
All-time favorite Cardinal. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but it's gonna be
Matthew.
Patrick Peterson.
Ooh.
Why would we hate you for that?
It's gonna be Patrick Peterson. He was my second jersey that I had. First I had Larry. Second jersey I had was Patrick Peterson when he came out of LSU. So I have good memories on him, but I know a lot of Cardinals fans feel some type of way with him. And
I mean, I can't. My top 3 personally it's Kyler, Larry, and DRC. So I can't really judge there.
I love DRC when he came into the league.
I was so sad that we traded him.
That was the stupidest fucking trade, by the way. DRC for Kevin Kolb. Look where that got us.
That's nasty.
It's
That was
crazy.
nasty.
How do you feel about the way Patrick Peterson ended here? Who do you put more blame on? I mean, at the end of the day, I think we can all kind of look back and say Steve Keim didn't help the situation at all. But
I think his beef was more with Steve Keim more than the Cardinals fan base organization. I feel Keim has always been one of the guys to leak to
oh,
reporters, bad stuff. He's done the same with Kyler. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say his beef was more with Keim than more the fan base. And I mean,
All I'll say is there are more people who have a beef with Kime than don't.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
not an isolated incident.
I'm like, you don't hear any leaks now. Like ever since Gannon and Monty took it, you don't hear anything bad. You don't hear any contract clauses or anything like that. So I think, you know, Keim just loves running his little mouth, and I think Patrick Peterson was mainly mad about that. And I feel like, yeah, at the end of the time, we started talking shit about the team, and that threw everybody the wrong way. But that was my second jersey, man. I was like, hey, man, got him in the fifth.
I don't blame you. He was a hell of a Cardinal, man. It just sucks that it happened. We see a lot of that kind of under Keim, a lot of talent leave here, talk shit about him. And
Yeah.
but like you said, when he left, all the rumors, all the leaks, really all the hate was kind of just from the national media, it just kind of went by the wayside.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, James, I want to give a shout out and give everyone your ad again on Twitter. If you're not following him, he's Maserati Marv on Twitter, and he posts a bunch of videos, Cardinals, strictly. I'm just kind of going through it right now, and it's like all Cardinals. So his account's definitely popping off, and we're definitely glad to have him on. So why don't you let everyone know how they can follow you on Twitter?
You can follow me at MHJ era _ on Maserati Marv. Post a lot of Cardinals videos, a lot of Cardinals propaganda. So
Yes, sir. Show him
make
some
sure you
love.
follow me at MHJ era _ Thank you.
Did you just recently start a Twitter, or did you like have like a personal account? Then you thought like you wanted to do like a fan account.
So I've had a personal Twitter for a long time, and I think like I've seen I've been like on Twitter, and then how suspensions go and shit. So I have like a little personal private account that I post like normal stuff, and then this one right here is kind of just you know count on building, growing, and ingratiating with the community, I would say. So, and
Yeah.
I think it's been good. I've been watching the team for a long time, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm not a new fan that's just here from Marvin Harrison Jr. But I was excited when we got him. It's one of the big guys. So.
As we all were, man. And that's like kind of like how like I contemplated on making like a separate like football only account, but I feel like my engagements with people have always been on more like a personal level, and then come Sunday everybody likes to I used to pop off a lot. In recent years I haven't so much. Became a mom, so like I'm a little more like distracted these days, but like everybody's like been following my journey since 2018, because that's like how I started like gaining followers, was just like live tweeting the games and just like going off about like fucking fire this person into the sun, I want to fist fight this person in a Chili's parking lot. And it all just kind of grew from there. And then these two decided like, hey, do you want to come on our podcast? And I was like, sure. And we've been doing the shit ever since. So I love the community. So it's good to see like people in the community such as yourself, post good Cardinals content, educated opinions, a positive in the community. Because I'm not gonna lie, dude, there's a lot of, I'm not gonna call anybody out, but there's a lot of like wannabe insiders and just like fake analysts, and
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, what are we doing? Like, you're just a regular person like me.
we see them all the time, but yeah, I do want to shout out all my followers. I feel like they're the reasons why I grew. They're always loyal. I post something, they're there, and shout out to my followers, man. They're great people, great community. Like, this is the best fan base in the world, if you think about it. So,
And
It really is. Being at the games and stuff. Granted, like a lot of times we're not very good, so sometimes the crowd's not into it. But Sunday it was as much as we were outnumbered, like that the environment was electric. Everybody getting hyped for all the big plays. Everybody standing, getting loud on third down, which I also want to mention too. Uh, if you are a fan of an opposing team coming into State Farm Stadium and you want to sit lower bowl, our home side, just know that on third down, we stand. So don't be complaining and bitching to your wife
yeah,
who is just happy to be there that we're
Well,
standing on third down.
they're Bears fans. They don't have anything to cheer for.
yeah.
I mean, that's true, but we had a couple next to us. And the dude kept getting mad because on third down, or not even this third down, just when we're on defense, we're all standing.
yeah,
So he
fuck.
was yelling at the people to like sit down. I'm like, if you want to sit down,
A
you
Bears
get your
fan?
ass up there, up in the 400 section where you can barely see
Right.
shit. You can sit down up there. You can sit down at home. You can spend $20,000. You can go sit down in that casita. But if you're on our fan turf, brother, you are standing up. We are getting loud. Stand up.
I love it. I love it.
It's always a good feeling seeing opposing fans fucking stroll out of the stadium, though, even if they did have a little takeover. Were they leaving like about a third of the way into the fourth quarter, Jackie, you'd say, when they started leaving, or when did they start leaving?
Yeah, it was
Pretty early in the fourth.
I think we scored. They started to leave. They started to trickle out a little bit, and then when we got that safety, then they really started to get up. And then
That
the
that
way
whole
fair catch on the onside kick.
that whole sequence with the safety is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. We have like a false alarm safety where it's like, okay, well, he's actually down at the one, and then we get a real fucking safety.
2 weeks in a row too. Two safeties 2 weeks in a row. What is it? 2 weeks in a row that we at home, not in a row, but at home that we shut
Yeah.
out the opposing team. Can't score a touchdown. 2 weeks in a row, Trey McBride hurdles a motherfucker, only to be upstaged by Saquon Barkley.
That shit was dirty. I can't even lie.
Saquon Barkley is going to get a lot of high school running backs benched for that. For trying that.
Tested.
And then I forgot. Before I forget, I also want to mention James is an active serviceman, and he's lives in Arizona, but he's right now on duty elsewhere. So just give a shout out to him. We appreciate your service, man. Take a little time for us, big Cardinal fans. So definitely give James a follow. He's got his @ right there under next to his name. So definitely one of the better follows on Twitter, and seems like a decent person. So we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for your support, man. Thank you for your support. And it's Veterans Day, so shout out all the veterans coming up on Monday. So, we're all here for you. Thank you.
Speaking of that, how I wish we could have figured out a way to nominate you. Did you see that Kyler's doing a thing for the vets?
Yeah,
Doing a little
I
meet
did.
and greet.
I did.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool how he's changing the narrative, and I love to see it. So it's good to see.
Yes, sir.
But, I love it. I love to see it. And Monday, gonna speed run to see how many food spots I can eat.
Yeah, my nephew was a Marine, so he's always like, it's free food day.
Speed run real quick, but no. Shout out to all the
Hopefully,
veterans.
following a Cards W, that's for sure.
Exactly. I'm hoping so too.
But yeah, I mean, there was just so many good things that happened Sunday. Our defense played lights out, which for them that's a tough task. I want to shout out in particular Max Melton. We kind of had to baptize him by fire. I think he gave up one. I gotta look at the numbers, but I think he gave up one catch maybe.
To
But that
shut
dude's
down
an athlete.
to shut down a receiver core that's that solid from top to bottom is genuinely impressive.
I mean,
Yeah.
our DBs as a whole, that, playing that tight man coverage, shout out Nick Rawlis. He, just had a baby too.
devil's advocate here. Should we keep Sean Murphy Bunting on the bench?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
there's
feel
nothing
like
that's happened over the last
let
2
Max
weeks
get
that
his
say otherwise.
reps. Let Max get his reps. I feel like he's a rookie. He has a sky high potential, and right now, I think it's his biggest growing pains right now. You put him against the number one receivers. Let him get in that fire. Let him compete, and I feel 2-3 years from now, he'll be one of those guys that you talk about top five. I feel like Max Milton definitely has top five, top 10 potential, but he just
Him
needs to
and
keep.
Garrett.
Yeah,
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 he needs to keep. So
that's some good sneaky young
that's gonna be
corners for
key.
sure. And to your point, Jackie, yeah, the guy he was guarding was
Targets. One
targeted 8
completion.
times and for 1 catch.
Yep.
That's a
Wow.
12.5%. He gave up 6 passing yards. He's yet to give up a TD on defense. But that was by far his most impressive game. But like you said, he kind of baptized by fire a little bit. So it's good for him to come out here and be able to go through this next week. This coming Sunday, it doesn't get any easier. And then you have that bye week. You have a kind of a time to sit back and be like, you know what, I can play in this league a little bit, get some confidence under you. And then you face a bitch ass Geno Smith the week after. So you get hopefully get get his first career INT around the corner here too.
Oh yeah.
We need, and he's been close. And I also want to mention too, like watching him play, like he's running stride for stride with these fast wide receivers. So I mean, he's just a raw like athletic talent. So no, I don't want to see Sean Murphy Bunting anywhere near this team. And
Also,
I was looking at the injury report too. We might be without Jalen Thompson, or Jalen Thompson might be limited a little bit. He's dealing with some kind of ankle issue. So that might be a time for Rabbit to step up. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Speaking of our safeties, I know he gets plenty of flowers, but this year, plenty of people were willing to close the door on him. Buda Baker has been phenomenal these last few weeks.
Yeah, unreal.
He's been essential in the run game, and that's been something that we've struggled with for years. And I know you guys know the VJ era. The Rams, they just used to run. But I feel like now Rollis getting his guys and Buddha actually getting inside. Like it's a hard team to run on nowadays. So that's actually good to see.
I knew who Will Dissly was. I, as a Cardinals fan, should not know who Will Dissly or fucking Parkinson are because of Vance Joseph and his
Oh,
fucking soft zones.
Oh my god.
'cause
I have
Don't miss
PTSD.
that era.
that's why
No.
we kept getting ran on during divisional games, just because we couldn't stop the run. And
Oh yeah.
McVay knew that. Carroll knew that. So what are they gonna do? They're just gonna run. They're just gonna run it down our throats, and we couldn't stop it. So now seeing Rollis, he can, finally do something about that.
They kept
That's
on
good.
running right by Jordan Hicks all those times too. Just slow foot Jordan Hicks, just running. Doop, doop, you gone. No,
That's
but yeah, I mean, to your point, man, Buda Baker. That's I mean, I've been on here plenty of times, within the last year, saying I felt like he didn't have his best season last year, but I think currently he's playing some of his best ball of his career. He's got at least 12 tackles in 4 of the last 6 games. And like you said, he's been a huge part in the run game. And, he was in Tyreek Hill's head against Miami early on in that game, dropped him on his back. They got up, was yapping in his ear. He was telling him afterwards, we found out he was telling him, I'm going to be here all game, man. I'm going to be here all game. So just to see that from our leader, defensive leader and, future Ring of Honor Arizona Cardinal, it's something nice to see. A lot of the shit happened over the last couple years where Buddha, kind of asked for a trade, kind of not, but it was also felt like a lot of that was he was just kind of sick of the old regime. Just to see him playing free right now, it's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think the old regime messed with a lot of people.
Powered a lot of people. You can tell a lot of people weren't having fun playing football.
Yeah, Kyler wasn't having fun.
Oh, hell no. Yep.
You know, Buddha's ready to go, and it's good to see Gannon got these boys right. You know, so he saved us. We fleeced the Eagles. I love
And
seeing. I
they
love
are
seeing
still
the
pissed
Eagles
off.
cry.
Right.
I love seeing them cry. They were like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, he gave you the best defense. Your defense is trash now. Like Gannon made y'all, and y'all didn't realize it. Y'all took it for granted, just because he couldn't stop Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You know, like that's what you're gonna base it on. That's hard.
I was listening to the Pat McAfee show, and they're talking about, like how Gannon's doing good, how Shane Steichen's kind of. I mean, the Colts are not where they want to be, but they're in a
They're
better spot
feisty.
than they were. Yeah, they're in a better spot than what they were, but they're like, oh well, they're on. It's the Sirianni tree. I'm like, no, Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon carried dumbass Sirianni. So
100%. Yeah.
take that for what it is. Shout out to the Tony FBZ. Buddha been playing out of his mind, and you were right, sir. Buddha has been having a hell of a year. Glad we didn't trade him. And in hindsight, looking back, like a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago when there was the trade talks, like that would be a stupid move for a team that's that took over the division to trade their best player. No fucking way. And outside of being our best defensive player, like he is the heart and soul of our defense. We can't afford to be letting leadership just walk out the door.
Yep. Agree. I agree. I feel like a lot of these trade rumors, they're bets. They're made by MLF football, and they're all non-based on any type of actual
Always a
intel.
lot more underwhelming.
Yeah, they're like, oh, according to Sportsbook, Buddha might be traded to the Kings minus
Right.
300. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit doesn't mean nothing. So
And it's always one of those like offshore, like technically legal air quotes sports books. It's never one of the real ones.
yeah, like get out of here.
Underdog Sports or some shit that
Walk
always
me.
dunk on Kyler about Call of Duty. Call of Duty, he
Fuck
support.
underdog.
We're gonna give away free copies of Call of Duty
I
every
think I
time
still got
Kyler
that
turns
full
over the
muted
ball.
or blocked.
Yeah. Going
James,
back to Kyler, yeah, Kyler, 11 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. I think this is right now is his best holding possession. He's showing he can manage a game, but at the same time, like especially during the Dolphins games, he could take over a game. So he has that potential where if he has to allow James Conner to eat, he's gonna let James Conner eat. But if it's we need a first down, Marv, A Trey, like this is what we got to do. So I think he's able to take over a game, and at the same time, he knows what he's doing in the offense. I'd say.
walk me through a game day at James's crib for a Cardinals game day. Let's say this Sunday game's coming up. What you got boys coming over to watch with you? People in the service, or are there other guys that you're out there with that are Cardinals fans? Like, what's the vibe out there on game day in your crib?
Before it used to be bars and I used to go there, but ever since I started having my Twitter account, I'm like, hey, I need to focus on what's going on in the game, and at the same
Right.
time be able to tweet out. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll get some here and I'll watch it on my own. I got my cat with me. He's watching the games too. So I like to keep it solo because I like to
Right.
tweet and
Focus.
actually focus
Yeah.
on play by play. So
Yep.
Oh, you
now I
are
stay
locked in.
I stay home solo. I'm like, all right, I need to get the
I
priority.
mean, nobody talking to me. Cardinals are on. I feel you.
That's how I was when I was in Virginia. Especially like most of the game, all of the games really, I had to work, but like
Mhm.
I was just in an office by myself, so I would be like streaming the games like every now and then. Like people come bug me, and I'm like,
Did you guys
can't you see I'm busy? Got all this work.
did you guys see that? I think. Did you guys see that? I think it was like a reality TV show star or something. That one lady who's like, yeah, my husband wrote down this letter for me about the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I've given you 15 years of marriage. All I ask is that every night the Knicks are on for the next 82 games, I have no responsibilities and I can just watch my Knicks, and that's how I'm going to be.
And then the Knicks went out opening night and lost by like 30 to the Celtics.
But that's honest. That is me.
That's
You know,
how it is.
I was formerly married, so I lived with my sister-in-law, and so like I'd be up late watching the games because we're on East Coast time. My husband's already in bed, and you know, like she's like up and about, like trying to talk to me. I'm like, girl, please, like my Cardinals are on. Don't ask me questions, and she doesn't know dick about football. So she's like, "What does this mean? What are they doing here?" I'm like, "Please,
You're like
stop."
you're
So
like
let's
making you're like making caveman noises. Murray throw ball,
yeah.
touchdown.
I don't know how y'all can do it on the East Coast, man. I can't stay up that late no more. I swear to God.
Oh, that's right. I didn't
Dude,
even think about that. For
dude,
you, James,
I,
you're like
dude.
watching Sunday Night
I
Football at
don't like
midnight.
it. I don't like it.
The
I
fir-
had to stay up for the Chargers game.
Bro,
It
I'm like,
started at 9 and
this
it went
right?
until midnight. I'm like,
the
I got
Suns
shit to do
game.
tomorrow.
The Suns game tomorrow is the first game this whole season that is not after 9 p.m. here.
Well, it was at 8:15 the other night, so it'd been what 10:15 at your
10:15 and yeah. Mhm.
man.
it sucks.
It sucks
I'm
getting
telling
old,
you,
man.
like,
Back in the day, it was, no problem. I'd be up like 2, 3 in the morning. Don't give a fuck. Now it's like 10:30. I'm like, oh, the fuck. Got a
yeah,
baby
I
and
don't even
everything.
watch
How did I get here in my life?
Sunday night football anymore. I'm like, all right, I need to be in bed by 10:30. So, old
Right.
man nowadays. So
Tony FDZ asks if we hope that we bring back Will Hernandez. I definitely hope so.
I think so too.
I don't think he's going to break the bank anywhere else, and he seems to like it here. So, yeah, I definitely wouldn't be against it. It's always good to have look at like Kelvin Beachum come in and be a backup. People we rotate through injuries with offensive line, especially. Yeah, definitely wouldn't be against it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, so far this year, I mean, it feels like every year we have like O-line injuries. It just completely breaks us, and so far it hasn't. And I'm very happy with the way our O-line has looked this year.
Yeah. Plug and play for these guys. Tristan
Yeah,
Colon
man.
had a
That's good
great
coaching
game.
right there.
Tristan Colon, man. Shout out him.
I was
He had a great game
He did
against
have
I
a
was
good game.
I was beating this drum from the beginning of the season, and you guys can validate this because you guys were right there. I was beating the drum at the beginning of the season. I said you can't have the 31st best O line or whatever and have an 1,000-yard rusher. You just can't.
Mhm.
This offensive line has had a bad reputation for years, and people have just assumed, well, okay, it's the Cardinals. Nobody cares about the Cardinals. They went 4-13 last year. They probably have a bad O line. No, the O line was not the problem.
I'll give it to you. You were more optimistic than I was. There's the depth of Beachum, but if Paris Johnson went down, or even if I didn't think we'd be able to hold up after Will Hernandez went down, and I've been proven wrong up to this point, and I'm glad to be able to say that. But yeah, Will, you've been there from day one. I'll say that you and Jackie were both on you guys feeling really confident about the O line, and through the first like 2 or 3 weeks, I was a little it was a little suspect, but they've been like glue, just coming together and patchwork and plug and play, like you said.
Yeah, it's been big, especially since Jonah Williams went out. Who
Yeah.
was it? I remember it was like week 2 or 3.
The third stringer.
Yeah, what was his name again? I forgot. I'm blanking on his name.
I
He
don't
went out
remember
too,
either.
though, right? Didn't he get hurt? That like
He did
we
get hurt.
were on
but
like
he
our
did-
fourth stringer for fucking at the end of the game or something. That's when I was like, man, I don't know how we're gonna do it. I don't know how we're gonna survive, but
Well, I mean, hey, these guys are well coached. I can't
Oh, yeah.
plug and play, and they've been doing well with or without injuries. So
Now,
hats off to
Jan
Coach.
Paul Edward de Dio says if Adams continues to show out the no in regards to the Will Hernandez thing, the focus is on developing the young guys. And yeah, shout out to Isaiah Adams too.
Yeah, really great in the
Everybody's
run
been
game.
playing solid. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
doesn't
like
hurt to have more.
I feel like his pass game needs a little work, but that comes with time. So, but he's been doing good in the run game. So,
Did you play
That's-
football
Should
growing
we?
up? James, did you play football
What's up?
growing up? Did you play
I
football?
did. I did.
Yeah.
I played. I was a DB, so
Okay.
corner, safety. So I played back in high school. It was good.
Nice.
Know a little bit about it. So
See, if I were to
Love-
play football, I would be a DB too. I want to hit somebody. And
oh
I'm little, but I'm feisty.
yeah. I can see
I
that.
was undersized back in the day. I was like 5'5", but sheesh, like when
You
the
can play
guards
quarterback.
Jackie, how's it feel to be
when the
taller than a
guards and
quarterback?
tackles start pulling, it's kind of a scary sight. I'll tell you that. It's kind of you're like, oh shit, they're running to my side, but
Hey,
nah,
Jackie, how does it feel to be? Jackie, how does it feel to be taller than Kyler Murray?
Wow.
It gives me hope, man. For years on Twitter, I would post some of my highlights. I can sling it. I throw a tighter spiral in Lamar Jackson. I was waiting for my time to shine. I was draft ready. Then I got pregnant.
Guys, let's settle the GOAT debate right here. Who's the best quarterback to ever do it, Jackie or Uncle Rico?
Oh,
Me.
Jackie, sure.
I gotta go, Jackie. I gotta see your highlight tape though.
Yeah, let me dig
seen
through the
that.
archives and show you the highlights. But I won't post. My ex-husband had me running routes too. That was the shin splints were horrible.
Run some routes, bro.
I think I slipped too a couple times. But this motherfucker had me out on running routes.
Man,
I'm like, will you like record me throwing the ball? He's like, yeah, but you got to run a route first.
hey, man,
That's why we're not
give
married
him
no
the
more.
head fake.
We gotta run a route first.
Yeah, that's why we
Right,
got
you probably do that shit hard as fuck. It was right before you guys got divorced, huh?
Yeah.
Damn a thumb.
Should we get into pick'ems?
Yeah, I didn't realize that all the time that's passed. James, we like to do pick'ems here to close out the podcast. Talk a little
Okay.
shit about these other teams. So if you're up
All
for it, let's do it.
Perfect.
Mac, you were telling me before the show I was actually undefeated this week. Wow. Thank you, Mac.
No, you're in second place. I finished first, broke Jackie's win streak.
Damn it!
And then
I
you
picked the
finished.
Panthers. I thought I was gonna win.
Wait, who'd you pick?
Remember, I picked the Panthers.
Oh yeah. It was.
I thought that was
close.
gonna be like the tip of the
No.
scale.
It was close. You're still one game back. So. All right, Will, you want to be the one doing it or what?
I am on my phone, so I will let you.
Okay.
It'll go faster if Mac does it, James.
Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. All right. We'll put the schedule. All right. So let's start with. I wonder what Will's ass bowl of the week is going to be. It's probably this one. We got the New York Giants heading into Carolina to face Will's Panthers. Who you got?
In Germany, Machine Gun Kelly halftime
In
show.
Germany.
We hate those fuckers.
I'm gonna go Carolina. Fuck Daniel Jones.
For selfish fantasy purposes, I'm gonna say it's the Giants. I need Malik Neighbors to. I got playoff implications on the line. I need Malik Neighbors to step up.
I got the Giants as well. I think they just have a better defense, but that is definitely a mid-off. So you can go either way with that one. I'm like, all right, but I'm going.
Is that your ass bowl, Will?
He's quiet.
This is your certified mega ass bowl.
We're very immature on this podcast, so
Yeah.
Will still plays Fortnite during Cardinals games. Let that be known. So.
All right.
Yeah. I bought John Wick on the other day, so I'm happy about that.
Okay.
That's my piece.
Who you got?
I got the Carolina Panthers.
Of course.
We all knew that was coming. All right. We got the New England Patriots. Drake May heading into Chicago to face the Bears. Who you got?
This is the Ass Bowl runner-up, by the way.
I
I got
hope
the Patriots.
Chicago loses this game. If they lose to the Patriots, I just imagine how Bears fans will react. So I am gonna go New England just because I want to see it.
I got the Patriots as well. I'm
Woo!
going Pats.
Oh,
I feel like they're coached a little bit. They're getting there. They're getting there. I feel
The Bears are in their head, man. When we rushed that ball in DeMarcado before half, it just felt like, oh, they're done. Bears are fucking. They just kind of gave up a little bit. Keenan Allen couldn't catch a fucking ball.
DJ Moore walked off the field.
Right?
Yeah,
Who you got, Jack?
it's going to be the Patriots.
Woo!
The Bears are a dumpster fire right now.
I like it.
yeah.
and what better way to salvage a dumpster fire than facing the Patriots? I got Chicago.
Right.
I feel you. All right. 49ers head to Tampa to face the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. Who you got?
49ers.
With Christian McCaffrey back, I'm going to have to go San Fran, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Sam.
Unfortunately.
The Bucks look downright feisty this week against the Chiefs. I mean,
Yeah, they're just so undermanned, man.
they are undermanned, but if they can hold their own against Kansas City, I can see them holding their own against San Francisco. Give me the Bucks here.
Give me the Bucks here too. I believe in Baker. I believe in Baker.
Jackie was itching at that. Right when Will gave his pick, she was right on. Give me the Bucks too.
Give me the Bucks.
I feel like the Broncos don't blow nobody out though, too. So it's like kind of hard to kind of gauge. And it was pretty fucking rainy, right? So, but the Chiefs will probably blow this team out. Who you got? Broncos, Chiefs in Kansas City.
Chiefs keep going. Chiefs keep going.
Chiefs.
Undefeated season continues.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs keep going.
The Bucks.
I think
Sorry,
it'll be a close game, though.
The Broncos need it more than the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are overdue. Give me the Broncos.
This is why you never win, Will.
Do I start Bo Nix this week?
No.
Not against
I'm
that
starting
part.
I'm starting them.
I started him last week, but I'm starting. Who the fuck did I pick up instead of him?
I'm starting Josh Allen.
I can't remember who I picked up ahead of him. But speaking of Josh Allen, Bills Colts. I'm sure we don't have to talk about this too much. The Joe Flacco-led Colts. Who do you guys got?
Bills.
Speaking of teams that overlook their competition, give me the Colts here.
Oh, I like it. Will is like reminiscent of me when I was just picking like Hail Mary.
When you were like 4, you're like going off of color.
Yeah.
This is our Colts. This is
our team.
Pretty good matchup right here, though. This might be one of the games of the week. You got Steelers in Washington face the Commanders. Who you got?
Oh,
A pretty good one.
that's gonna be a good game. Give me the
That
Steelers.
Steelers defense. That Steelers defense is impenetrable. Give me the Steelers right there.
I'm going Steelers as well.
Steelers across the board.
All your Commander fans out there.
Commanders are due for a quick road bump, speed bump.
A little humbling, if you will.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going
Vikings, Jags. Do we have to say much?
No.
Vikings, yeah.
I'm not getting cute here. No.
No.
All right, across the board. Moving right along. Falcons, Saints. Probably don't have to talk too much about that one either. Man, I feel so bad for Chris Olave doing that brutal season for one, but just what happened to him last week and getting knocked out, it's tough. Young player.
We were talking. We were talking early on in the season. With Derek Carr, there hadn't been any murders in New Orleans, and I'm like, have you been watching New Orleans? He throws murder balls every week.
Yeah.
You were wrong for that one.
Wait, who are the Saints playing?
They're playing the Falcons. So
Oh,
give me Atlanta here.
Give me
Over under 1.5 Saints wide receivers in the hospital.
Jesus,
Will.
We'll go under. I don't think they have as many left on the roster. But
We got a Cowboys fan here. Go Cowboys. Oh.
Ow! Get him out!
Get him out! Get her out of here! No. If you are still go Cowboys at this stage of the game, kudos to you, girl, because
Yeah.
it don't look good over there.
That's funny. That's actually my auntie. She joined.
That's your okay. Shout out, auntie.
Shout out James Ant. We appreciate it. Go Cowboys! I'll say
She
that.
decided to join, but
I'm gonna. By the way, I recorded. I'm gonna clip that, Mac. You saying "Go Cowboys" so for blackmail purposes.
Isolate that audio. Do not isolate that audio. Okay, Atlanta. Do we across the board Falcons or what?
For sure.
We'll go to
Yep.
Atlanta.
All righty. We got Titans in LA to face the Chargers. Who you got?
I think we're across the board there too, aren't we?
Chargers.
Wait, Chargers is who?
Titans.
Titans.
Oh yeah, give me the Chargers.
Yep, moving right along. All right, James Auntie. We got the Dallas Cowboys hosting the Philadelphia Eagles.
On CBS. Disgusting. This game should not be on CBS. That is a hate crime.
Give me the Eagles.
Ooh, you're gonna have a text from Auntie.
She's gonna call me, but give me the Eagles.
Oh no, you gonna call you?
Well, if you're going to be in the doghouse, I might as well be too. Give me the Eagles.
Sorry, Auntie, I gotta go Eagles as well. But I hope Jonathan Mingo gets a catch.
Okay.
Catch her too.
I hope she.
Fourth round pick.
I hope she hasn't been watching from the start when I called them. That could be worse.
I'm gonna have to go Eagles as well. Saquon, it's gonna be a little too much for the Cowboys. Yeah.
Shout out Cooper Rush though.
Yeah.
Hey, with Dak out, that actually gives him a good chance.
Yeah.
That is true.
You might just get a call from Auntie too. She might just call you up too, Jackie.
Yeah.
Said that's some murder balls. All right. Lions, Texans. If the Texans' whole wide receiver group wasn't hurt, to be a more interesting match. But Sunday night football, Detroit heads to Houston to face the Texans.
Oh yeah, this would have been a good game maybe at the start of the year.
Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions.
Kind of a whack weekend, huh?
Yeah.
I got Detroit.
Yeah. Give me Detroit. They just got some more D-line help too. Where the hell my AirPod go?
Give me H-Town.
All right.
Okay, H-Town, I see you.
Over under 5.5 wins for Will this week.
Give me the over. I'm all in.
All right. We got Miami Dolphins, Monday Night Football, heading to face the Rams in LA. Who you got?
People are really high on this Dolphins team right now. I don't get it. I mean, this is a nigh impossible hole to dig out of, and I just don't see it. Give me the Rams here.
Give me the Dolphins. I hate the Rams. I'm not going to choose them. Give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going Dolphins as well. The offense is looking a little bit better. Tua looked a little more comfortable in the pocket. So we shall see. They got a decent run game. Tyreek, I feel like Tyreek hasn't scored in a minute. He's got to be due sooner or later, you think. Hopefully against the Rams. Jackie, who you got?
Yeah, give me the Dolphins. I know Tua is like a hit away from retirement, but
from joining
give
the
me
podcast.
the Dolphins.
From joining the New Orleans wide receiver room.
Joining the CT ESPN.
Jesus. All right. We come down to our last game of the week. We got your Arizona Cardinals hosting the New York Jets. Who you got?
The football Jets.
Yeah. Every time you
take
look,
my team.
No, I was just clarifying the football Jets. That's their name.
Oh, okay. So
Not the Twin Tower
for this
Jets.
games, we'll do we pick the team and then we pick the score in it. And so if there's a tiebreaker at the end, we go the closest to the total score of this game.
All right.
We kind of figure it out. So I'll start off. I'm going Cardinals. I'm going to go Cardinals 27, Jets 18.
All right. I'm gonna go Cardinals 24, Jets 23.
22?
3.
24, 23. Like another Chatter Island game winner at the buzzer or what?
Chatter Island for the win, baby.
Hey, I
Don't
gotta
want
give
another one of those. I'm tired of those.
Kyler is number one right now in the NFL in game-winning drives with 3 and fourth quarter comeback. So shout out Kyler. He's doing it better than anyone else in the fourth quarter right now. And his team's down. Who you got, Jackie?
This is our cards. This is our team. We bleed red. Yeah, give me the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals 34-27.
Ooh, Iceberg. Pick the over.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout. I think this is going to be a game that Kyler's got to do some Kyler things, and it's got to be a game where Marvin needs to catch the ball, secure the ball, come down with the ball, hang on to the ball. For the love of God, Marvin, please just hang on to the ball.
Yeah. We need that.
Will, who you got?
Go New York, go New York, go! It's gonna be the Jets, baby.
Oh, fucking A. Can we just have
Yeah,
James
like this.
Monti on here instead of you, dog? What the fuck was that?
Shout out Auntie. She said the Cowboys are in their Trey Lance era.
Hey, he
Ooh.
might be
Throw
better
him
than
out
Dak.
there, dude.
Yeah, you might as well, right?
You
Give
traded
me
for him.
the Jets 11-9.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
All right. Any final thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, critiques?
Go follow James.
Go follow
Maserati
James.
Marv on Twitter. He's got his app right there next to his name on the screen. Great
James,
follow through his
we
Twitter.
loved having you. We hope you come back someday because you've been a great time tonight.
All right. I appreciate it. I had fun.
You and Auntie better come through.
I had
Hey.
fun. Oh,
And
she's definitely a good one. She's definitely a good one. She loves to talk shit. So
And we appreciate you jumping on. Everyone in the comments and tuning in. We thank you guys. Hopefully you tune in again next week, and hopefully sooner or later we'll have James back on. But yeah, we appreciate you jumping on, James, and look forward to keep following you on Twitter, and appreciate all the videos that you post, man. You're definitely one of the better ones.
all right. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me be on here. It was a good time.
Absolutely. When we wrap, Will says his at, Max says his at, I'll say my at, so then you can close out with your at, then I'll end the stream.
this has been another spectacular episode of the Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can follow me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing.
You can find me on Twitter at AZSportsFiend. That's FIEN.
And you can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. That is with 2 O's.
And you can find me at MHJEra_. Thank you.
And we are out. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Go Cards.
And then